Welcome back to the Malaysia Money Matters show. It's the 22nd of May, 2025.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving straight into the news that's really impacting your financial world, both here in Malaysia and what's happening globally.
Yep, lots happening. We've got company results, some strategic moves, international trade shifts.
Exactly. We'll keep it focused, give you the essential info, and, what it might actually mean.
Okay, let's kick off with the Malaysian company news. Quite a few earnings reports came out.
All right. First up, Apex Healthcare. Their net profit is down 17.1% in the first quarter.
Yeah, that seems linked to lower sales to the public sector and also less other income. There were some losses from their associate Straits Apex Group, too.
Revenue also dropped a bit, nearly 4%, and no dividend declared for this quarter.
But they do expect those public sector sales to pick up again in Q2. That's something to watch.
And that Straits Apex Group, the one focused on the U.S., they're apparently looking at how potential U.S. import tariffs might affect them.
Right, planning ahead. Interestingly, Apex's share price didn't actually move on the news, stayed at RM2.15.
So the market sort of absorbed that, maybe expected it.
Could be, or maybe the recovery forecast helped balance it out.
Okay, next, a bit of brighter news perhaps. Bumi Armada.
Yes. Their subsidiary, Armada Kojo BV, they've secured full operating rights for the Kojo block. That's in Indonesia's Makassar Strait.
Full rights, so 100% interest under a production sharing contract.
Exactly. And estimates suggest it's quite significant, maybe 90 million barrels of oil and over 2 trillion cubic feet of gas.
Wow. So what are their plans?
They're planning new seismic surveys to really assess the development potential. It's their second operated PSC over there.
And the market reaction?
Positive. Stock closed up nearly 1% to 52 sen. It signals growth potential, definitely.
Okay, now shifting to banking, there's been talk about Affin-AMMB and AMMB holdings, a potential merger.
Yes, but CIMB Securities seems quite skeptical. They've outlined scenarios involving significant share issuance.
Which means potential dilution for current shareholders, right?
Precisely. That uncertainty seems reflected in AMB's share price, which fell after the news broke.
And we know the Sarawak government, a big shareholder in Affin, has been reportedly looking for a merger partner for them.
That's the background context, yes. So AMB's price ended down slightly at RM5.33. Affin was last at RM2.71. Still very much a watch this space situation.
Got it. Let's look at Duopharma Biotech. They seem optimistic about Indonesia.
They are. It's because of upcoming regulations there. Indonesia's mandating that over-the-counter products need to be 100% halal by 2027.
And Duopharma sees that as a major opportunity, potentially more than the Middle East even.
That seems to be their view, yes. Exports are only about 8% of their revenue now, so this could really move the needle if they capitalize on it.
They also secured a contract extension here in Malaysia, didn't they?
Yes, 6 months for supplying insulin to public hospitals in partnership with Biocon's local unit. So positive news on a couple of fronts for them.
All right. Eversendai Core, they've had a really strong run securing new contracts.
Huge. RM1.3 billion in new work across the UAE, India, Singapore, and interestingly, a big renewable energy job in Germany.
Germany. What are they doing there?
Steel fabrication for offshore wind converter topside blocks. It's a significant step into that renewables infrastructure space.
And that brings their total order book to RM 6.6 billion.
That's right. Big backlog. The other projects include things like structural steel for Chennai Airport's expansion and the new science center in Singapore. Very diverse.
Seems like they're firing on all cylinders. Now some left positive news, Petronas Chemicals Group.
Oof, yeah. They reported a net loss of RM 18 million for the first quarter.
A loss. What drove that?
A few factors. Lower sales margins, some supply issues down at Pengerang Petrochemicals, foreign exchange losses, and rising costs.
But didn't their revenue actually increase?
It did, slightly, almost 3% because of higher sales volume, but a stronger ringgit offset some of that gain.
And analysts are getting more cautious.
Increasingly bearish, yes, citing persistent headwinds, a supply glut in the market. It's a tough environment. Their share price reflected that, falling further.
Okay, a contrasting story then with the Sunway Construction Group.
Absolutely. Net profit more than doubled in Q1. Huge jump.
What was behind that?
Really strong performance in their construction segment. They specifically mentioned data center projects as a key driver.
Ah, the data center boom. Revenue surged too, up 132%?
Massive growth. And they declared a first interim dividend of 5 cents. Plus, they secured another data center contract in Johor for RM260 million.
So their stock hitting a 5-month high makes sense.
Definitely riding that wave.
How about sports Toto? Sounds like they had a lucky streak.
Very lucky, you could say. Net profits surged 54.3% year-on-year in Q3. That's their highest in 12 years.
12 years. What caused that?
Primarily a surge in their Supreme 658 jackpot winnings. It drove revenue to an all-time high as well.
Big jackpots mean big business.
It seems so. They declared a third interim dividend of 2 sen, and analysts have been upgrading their ratings. Share price went up too.
Okay. MyEG services.
Also positive. Net profit up 16.5% year-on-year in Q1. They highlighted contributions from their Zetrix blockchain platform.
So that diversification is paying off.
It appears so. Revenue is also up nicely by 28.8%. No dividend declared this time, though.
And Aeon Co. Another retailer with good news.
Yes, net profit rose 18.7% in Q1, driven largely by festive spending, which pushed revenue to a record high for them. No dividend, though.
Festive season boost. Makes sense. TSH Resources. Palm oil related, I assume.
Correct. First quarter net profit surged 140% year-on-year. Big jump.
Driven by
Higher palm product prices,
Right.
improved contribution from different segments, and importantly, lower finance costs helped too. Revenue also climbed 14%. No dividend here either.
So benefiting from commodity prices. PCAT Group.
Another strong performer. Q1 net profit tripled year-on-year.
Tripled. Mainly from tech.
Their solar division. Revenue more than doubled, largely thanks to solar projects. Again, no dividend declared. Renewables theme is strong here.
Definitely. Velesto Energy, any news?
Yes, they secured a major drilling contract over in Vietnam. It's for over 40 wells.
That sounds substantial. When does it start?
Operations are set to begin in the first half of 2026. They'll deploy the Nagy A4 jackup rig, adds nicely to their order book.
Good win for them. Samaiden Group also in the solar space.
Yep, their subsidiary landed a $45 million job. It's for a nearly 10 milliW large-scale solar plant up in Kedah, part of the LSS-5 program.
More solar activity. Now, some concerning news for a couple of companies, Sarawak Cable and Annam.
Unfortunately, yes. Trading in their shares is set to be suspended on May 28th.
And potential delisting.
Potential delisting on May 30th. It's because they failed to submit their regularization plans on time or get extensions. Both are PN17 companies facing financial distress.
Right, that's a tough situation for them and their investors. Okay, Mega First Corp.
First quarter net profit decreased by 34%.
Despite revenue going up.
Yes, revenue was up, driven by their food security segment and a solar farm project in the Maldives. But weaker performance in their resources and packaging divisions pulled the profit down.
So a mixed bag internally.
Very much so. They're still optimistic about their renewable energy division, though. Share price slipped a bit.
Amatron shares slipped too.
They did. Their 3Q net profit fell nearly 25%. The reason cited was lower volume loading.
But analysts are still relatively positive long term.
Generally, yes. They expect strong net profit margins to continue, largely because of their key role with a major RF client. Though some did revise forecasts down slightly due to weaker China contributions and adjustments to RF projections. Sort of short-term headwinds versus long-term position.
Got it. Supermax Corp. Still tough times in gloves.
Seems so. They reported a wider net loss in Q3. Higher operating expenses and a foreign exchange loss were the main culprits.
But revenue went up.
Revenue surged, actually. They said it was due to improved global glove demand and higher average selling prices.
So demand is picking up. But costs and competition are still hurting profits.
Exactly. Fierce competition from cheaper Chinese gloves and high domestic operating costs remain big challenges. Share price was lower.
Okay, Solarvest Holdings back to renewables.
And back to strong results. Net profit nearly tripled in their fourth quarter.
Tripled it. Driven by
more utility-scale solar projects rolling out under the corporate green power program. Revenue jumped 132% too.
Have a good order book.
Solid unbilled order book, yes. They're optimistic about future growth, aligning with Malaysia's renewable energy targets. No dividend declared for the quarter.
Another solar success story. And finally, Public Bank.
Steady performer. Net profit rose 6% in Q1.
What helped?
Increased interest and non-interest income, lower provisions for bad loans, and good loan growth. Partially offset by higher operating expenses, as you often see.
Impaired loans still low.
Very low. Gross impaired loans ratio at 0.5%. Stable. No dividend declared for this quarter. Share price down just slightly.
Okay, one last local item. TY Consolidated Capital, or Taiyung, a first-of-its-kind bond.
Yes, interesting one. RAM Ratings gave a top preliminary AAA rating to Malaysia's first gold-backed pawn loan bond issuance.
Gold-backed pawn loans. How does that work?
The funds raised from the bond will be used to buy pawn loans that are specifically backed by gold collateral. The AAA rating is supported by things like over-collateralization, meaning the value of the gold collateral is significantly higher than the loan amount, and stress-tested cash flow analysis. It's an innovative way to securitize those types of loans.
Fascinating. Okay, quite a whirlwind tour of the Malaysian scene. Let's broaden our view now to some key international news.
Sounds good. Lots happening globally that could definitely touch us here.
First off, this bird flu situation in Brazil.
Huh.
That sounds potentially serious.
It is. Detection on a poultry farm there threatens the whole global chicken supply chain. Brazil is a huge exporter.
So shipments are being suspended.
Yes, to major destinations like China and Europe. We're talking about potentially impacting over US $4 billion in annual export revenues for Brazil.
And for the rest of us, higher prices.
Very likely. Brazil is such a key global supplier, their absence could definitely lead to higher chicken prices worldwide, including here. Something to watch on the inflation front.
Definitely. Okay, on trade, China and ASEAN have upgraded their free trade deal.
They have. They've completed negotiations for version 3.0. The key additions are coverage for the digital and green economies and other new industries.
What's the goal there?
To boost regional trade certainty, promote more supply chain integration, formal signing is expected by year-end, should foster closer ties.
Good for regional stability, hopefully. Now, the EU and Russia, more energy sanctions.
Yes, the EU has sanctioned 3 vessels managed by Mitsui OSK Lines. They were apparently involved in moving gas cargoes from Russia's Yamal LNG project.
This is on top of the ban on transshipments.
Exactly. It's all aimed at further restricting Moscow's energy revenues. It's leading to more shipments using Russia's northern sea route, trying to bypass European ports.
The economic pressure continues. What about the G7 and China? Talking tariffs?
They've started discussions, yes, specifically about potential tariffs on oversupplied, low-value Chinese products sold via online platforms like Temu or Shine.
This follows the U.S. removing that de minimis exemption.
Right. That exemption allowed low-value packages to come in duty-free. The EU is also apparently considering a flat fee on such packages. Could change the game for cheap online imports.
Interesting. Okay, UK inflation's bit of a surprise there.
It was higher than expected in April, hitting 3.5%. A jump in airfares was a big driver.
And that raises concerns about interest rate cuts.
Yes, it might make the Bank of England hesitate or delay cuts. Services price inflation also saw a significant jump, which is a worry for underlying price pressures.
Meanwhile, in the U.S., the Fed is thinking about tariffs and inflation.
Fed officials are anticipating that the rising U.S. import tariffs will likely lead to higher prices, so they're advising patients on any rate decisions, wanting to see if that inflation sticks.
But the White House view is different.
The White House seems to be downplaying the inflation risk from the tariffs, so a bit of a disconnect there on the potential impact.
Okay, geopolitical tensions, U.S., Israel, Iran.
Yes, some worrying intelligence reports cited in the U.S. suggest Israel might be preparing a strike on Iranian nuclear facilities.
Which immediately raises fears of supply disruption,
Right.
pushing oil prices up.
Exactly. Though there's reportedly disagreement within the U.S. government on how likely such an attack actually is. Meanwhile, Iran's supreme leader dismissed U.S. demands on uranium enrichment. Still a very tense situation.
Definitely. And more U.S. tariff news, this time on solar gear from Southeast Asia, including Malaysia.
Yes, duties on solar equipment imports from Cambodia, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam are set to take effect.
Why?
The U.S. International Trade Commission concluded these imports are harming domestic U.S. manufacturers. For Malaysia, the average duty is expected to be around 34%.
It's quite high. What's the likely impact?
It'll increase the cost of solar equipment in the U.S., which could potentially slow down their renewable energy projects. Obviously impacts manufacturers here, too.
Right. Shifting slightly, Indonesia cut interest rates.
They did. The central bank cut its benchmark rate to 5.5%. The aim is to support their economy, which has seen slowing growth.
While also stabilizing the rupiah.
That's the pledge. It comes amid slower GDP growth and also those concerns you mentioned about U.S. tariffs potentially hitting Indonesian exports. Proactive monetary policy.
Okay, 2 more quick ones related to Malaysia's tech and connectivity scene. Nvidia and YTL Power.
Confirmation that the supercomputer project is on track. YTL Power's first supercomputer, featuring Nvidia's latest GB200 Grace Blackwell superchip, is set for a Q3 launch.
And it's located at the YTL Green Data Center campus in Johor.
That's right. Nvidia specifically mentioned Malaysia's stable power and manufacturing capabilities as key reasons. Big endorsement.
And semiconductor incentives. More coming.
Yes. MITI, the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, will announce new targeted incentives in July. It marks the first anniversary of the National Semiconductor Strategy.
Focusing on
Fiscal support and the policy framework, aiming to give the industry another boost. Continued government focus there.
finally Sarawak and Emmy swings.
Sarawak is apparently on track to finalize the full acquisition of MS Wings by December 31st.
This is for their own airline, Air Borneo.
Yes, the goal is to strengthen regional air connectivity. They've said the current rural air services network should maintain its schedule and coverage, and the MS Wings workforce will be retained.
Okay, interesting developments there. Phew, that was a lot of ground cover.
It certainly was. Lots of moving parts, both locally and globally.
So let's circle back. What stands out as the most exciting piece of news today, perhaps with the biggest long-term potential?
For me, it has to be that confirmation about the Nvidia YTL Power supercomputer.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Why that one specifically?
Well, it's not just about having a powerful piece of hardware, though that's impressive. It's what it signifies, Malaysia being chosen for this cutting-edge AI infrastructure.
And Nvidia explicitly pointing to our stable power and manufacturing. That's a huge vote of confidence, isn't it?
Absolutely. Those are foundational strengths. It shows we have the infrastructure to support these really demanding high-tech industries.
Which could attract more investment down the line.
Exactly. It puts Malaysia firmly on the map in the global AI race. This could spin off into so many areas: research, development, new applications that could genuinely change industries and daily life here.
It feels like more than just one project. It's like a signal of where Malaysia is heading in the tech landscape, building critical infrastructure for the future economy.
Precisely. It's about building that ecosystem. Having this kind of computing power available locally can accelerate innovation across the board. It's a really significant development.
Agreed. Definitely one to watch closely. Okay, that wraps up our look at the key financial and business news for today.
We hope this deep dive gave you a clear, concise picture of what's happening and why it might matter to you.
Yeah, absolutely. For more in-depth analysis and to keep staying updated on everything affecting Malaysia's financial landscape, please do make sure you subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters podcast.
We'll be back soon with more insights. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, everyone. Hey there. Thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.